What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Oregon State Dynasty here on NCAA 14. Just a quick little recruiting update here for you between the Ohio State and the Penn State game here. Didn't really go over it much before the game, if at all, actually. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick little look at the board this year, kind of give you a look at who we're going after, what we need, kind of the whole situation here. So we're going to start just kind of looking at some of the guys we scouted last week. We're going to get into scouting the rest and seeing, who's going to be the next guys for us. And this Beavers team. But here's what we got. Here's the scholarship situations. We have 20 seniors leaving, so we have 20 scholarships available. We need a halfback, running back, a wide receiver, some offensive linemen. We need a D tackle and a strong safety. That's what the game says. And personally, I have some other needs that I see that we need to fill, usually like a corner, some wide receivers, things like that. But we're going to take a look at the running backs first. We got a couple of guys on here. Not really impressive, any of them. Kind of just project kind of guys, developmental recruits. And, we're going to see we got some athletes who I think are better suited to be running backs for our team. Here's the wide receivers, same kind of deal. Not very talented guys that'll jump at you off paper, but super developmental. We'll take a closer look at them as we go. Here's a tight end from Michigan who we got to scout, and as you can see, he's a bust, but he's not a terrible player. He's 68 overall. He went down 5. I mean, that's kind of a lower kind of a bust. He's still a solid player, 72 pass blocks, 71 run blocks, 74 impact blocking, and that's good enough. Will Wallace, you remember him? He was an All-American caliber player, round I think 4 draft pick. He was a bust prospect as well, so I'm not really scared away by that kind of thing, so I'm not going to boot him off the list. We're kind of just weaving through guys here, seeing who we haven't scouted. We scouted pretty much everybody. Here's a DM we didn't hit. Nice. 76 overall, little DN from California, Pipeline State. I want to bring in one more defensive end, maybe 2 this year because Early Carter is leaving, so we got to fill some shoes there. Looking at corner, we got 2 guys on here, neither of which are super talented, but this Jonathan Lundy guy is actually pretty good. Here you see his attributes, 88 speed, 82 excel. He's from Texas, really good coverage. 2 guys that are developmental, but the way our cornerback room is stacked right now, we got 8 or 9 guys that can play. So we can redshirt him. He can wait a season or 2 and be ready to play. So I'm trying to fill 1 or 2 spots there in the secondary. And we brought in a very nice strong safety last year. We got Kent Brown on there and Marcus Frederick, 2 more solid prospects. McGuire's leaving, so we need 1 more, I would say, to fill his spot rather. And here are the athletes. Got Ernest Baker, Cliff Dixon, Chris Hall, and Brian Mark. They're all good at different things. Chris Hall is going to be our running back guy. I said that the athletes were better than the actual running back recruits, so Chris Hall is going to be one of those guys we're going to look at. And I'm going to go ahead and just reshuffle the board here now that everyone's scouted, so we'll do that real quick. I like to keep it organized. And we'll see who's at the top. Let's see. So we got Mike Waters, 77 overall offensive tackle, Corey Johnson, Kent Brown, 377 overall guys. And if you know me, if you've been here before, I don't like to go after the top recruits because Oregon State doesn't get the top recruits. I will go after a lot of the better players on the West Coast. And, if you're a guy from another state farther, on the other side on the East Coast and you have us first on your list and it's a reasonable thing where you're not like a 5-star or a 4-star, I'll recruit you. So I keep it realistic. Here's one of those athletes, Ernest Baker. He's a defensive prospect. Cliff Dixon, another guy who could play in the secondary. So I'm not really high on them because I already have secondary type recruits. But they're solid players. They got really good speed, and speed is really, a big thing that's going to get you on the field early in college, right? So I'm not going to not recruit them, but they're not at the top of my list. You know what I mean? Chris Hall, though, who I guess we passed over him. He's a guy that we will bring in. But we're kind of just going up and down the list here. I end up cutting this Kareem Hall guy later on. I'm not sure if I did that live or not. But he's a guy from South Carolina. He's a 4-star receiver, and he's not even very good. So I just cut him because it's not realistic that Oregon State would be recruiting a 4-star receiver from North Carolina, right? So now we're going to go ahead and distribute the points. So Mike Waters, he's going to be our guy on the offensive line. So we give him the full 700. Same with Corey Johnson at defensive tackle. Kent Brown, we also give 700 initially, but I actually bumped that down because I know we brought in Hemphill last year, and we have 2 strong safeties on the board. So, kind of just go half there. But Chris Anderson gets 700. Josh Harrison gets 700. Number 2 free safety recruit. We missed out on a very good free safety last year, and we need to get this guy. So we're going full 700. Here's Chris Hall, who I was talking about, 3-star athlete from Texas. We give him 500 because we're out to a pretty good lead on him, so we're not too concerned about losing him. So I think 500 is good for now. We give Derek Whitemore 250. He's our second guy for defensive end. So if I usually go 700 on the first guy, 250 on the second. So you recruit them both, but you gotta distribute the points a little bit differently. We go 150 on Dixon and Baker. 200 on Ronald Kenny up there. He's one of those running back recruits. That's pretty solid, but he's not my top kind of guy. And here we go. Jonathan Lundy, the 72 overall corner, number 34 in the country out of Texas, an instant commit. And this is a guy, I offered him because he's very solid. He's not great, but he's very solid. He was a guy that I did not mind bringing in right now. We have 20 scholarships available and now 19. So I am completely fine offering him week 1, even though he's a developmental prospect. And he picks up his end of the deal and commits to our team on the spot. So that's awesome. First instant commit this season. I think we had one last year. I'm not sure if I had that live for you guys or not. But that one was. You saw it right before your eyes. Jonathan Lundy coming to Oregon State. First key to what this class might be, the first piece. And here you see Kareem Hall. I do end up cutting him right there for you. Albert Barnes here, our top center prospect and only center prospect. We need to bring one more in. And at 68 overall from Waverly, Michigan, he is going to be the guy there. Taking a look at this other wide receiver, he is this Dwayne Vincent guy, 81 speed, 77 excel. That's definitely not good enough to play for me. I'm pretty sure I end up cutting him. He's also 6'0", 191, so it's not like he's 6'5", or something crazy like that. But actually, now that I think about that, his catching and route running abilities are actually very insane. He has 76 catch, 75 spectacular catch, 70 catch in traffic, 78 route running. So that's what ends up keeping him on the list, are those things. He could be a very good possession receiver, although he's super slow. He's going to need 2 or 3 years to develop and train, but eventually he'll get there. So I debated whether or not to keep him on the list. I ended up actually giving him some points too, so that's a little tip for you guys. Just don't look at the speed exclusively and cut guys, all right? We offer this Simeon Johnson, this offensive guard, 67 overall. We need a guard prospect. Honestly, I just need bodies on the offensive line. We have 5 seniors starting this year, so we need to bring more guys in, you know what I mean? So just kind of going down here, down the list, I'm just putting some points on these guys, and these are kind of the dudes that if they end up kind of like feeling another school more, if we have like a 1,000-point deficit, I'll just cut them. But I give them points to see, how they're feeling, and as the season progresses, we'll cut them down and, whatever. But some of these guys are actually pretty good. I just don't have the points to recruit them right now. So I'm trying to give them a couple, kind of lure them, and then eventually we can just go all in and recruit them. Like Dane Williams here, for example, 92 speed, 81 excel. That's not bad at all. And he's 6'2", 220. That's just great size. But again, I don't have any points for him. Looking at Brian Mark, another athlete here. What does he play? He could be a dual threat quarterback. Looks like he can play some defense. 65 block shed. Wow. So he looks like a safety or a dual threat quarterback. So he could play a lot of different positions. So we give him 5 points. We got to keep him interested. Steve Lewis, 89 speed, 81 excel. He is 6'2", though. That's really good size. Somehow he's a 4-star and a speed wide receiver, but he's not very fast. That's kind of weird. But we give 5 to David Falk because, like I said, we need bodies in the offensive line. And I think we give the last 5 to Jacob Cruz here, 88 speed, 82 acceleration. Or do we? Oh, no, we give him to Lewis, I guess. Okay, so yeah, that's all the points we have, but the class is looking very solid. Some good prospects on there. We're off to a good start with a lot of guys, and we got an insta-commit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recruiting update. We'll be back tomorrow with the Penn State game, and really looking forward to bringing you guys that. So until then, hit the subscribe button, trying to hit 175 so I can drop a special video for you guys. And in the meantime, peace out.